Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome to Saturday's edition of the dceu Daily, where we're just exclusively talking about today birds of prey. Yes, everyone's talking about, well, not everyone, not with the fallout with Disney and Sony this week. But obviously, dceu fans, Birds of Prey fans, Harley Quinn fans are talking about Birds of Prey and the very lack amount of marketing for the film. I think there's been some posters, there's been some talk. Hodgson, who wrote the film, she's been talking about it as well a little bit. But apart from that, we know very, very little about the film. Margot Robbie said very little about it as well. So it's all a very closed doors policy over at Margot Robbie Productions, or whatever she calls her little production company, which is in the majority staffed by females, right? So what's going on with this film? Well, basically, the fans are losing their shit. They're losing their shit because the other day there was meant to be a big magazine pullout. Well, nobody told them there was going to be a big magazine spread, but they decided there was. And then there was only a few pictures. I think mostly we'd seen them before from the little teaser we had, in February or January or whenever that was, by the way. So as I say, everyone is losing their shit. What's going on? Is there a problem with Birds of Prey? Listen, Birds of Prey isn't going to be released for 5 or 6 months yet, right? That's a long time. Now, they have a schedule. They will have a schedule when they want to release the first trailer and give you a lot more pictures. They're not ready right now. It's not the right time. You've got to understand, we've had the Disney Sony Spider-Man fallout. We've got D23 right now. They were never going to do anything that big this week because they were just going to be overshadowed. They want a week to themselves when nothing big is happening. And I understand that. I think the trailer is coming very soon. We're definitely getting first of all, we're going to get a second trailer for the Joker movie. That's very important because that's out October the 3rd. That's out first, so they need to market it. This is what Warner Brothers do. When you get to, what all studios do, when you get to about this time, when it's about a month or so before the release, they really, really start, doubling down on their marketing. And it's so much, and it's so exciting, and it should get you pumped for the movie. And I think there's a lot of talk about Joker right now, and I'm really excited for all of you to see it. But going back to Birds of Prey, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think maybe Warner Brothers may have been a little bit intimidated by the leaks that Grace Randolph seemed to have, and was arrogant enough to post them and do a video about them. But who wouldn't? If you're a YouTuber, that could get you, well, she's very successful already, but look, she did what she had to do. It's not morally right, but what did being a YouTuber have to, when did ever being a YouTuber have anything to do with being moral or anything like that? Come on, this is the internet. We all do what we have to do, right? But yeah, so they may have been a little bit intimidated by that. I don't know. Maybe they leaked them on purpose, or I just don't know. But I don't think it's delayed anything. But definitely, I think they want to get those kind of stunt set pieces reshot a little bit and give us, they want to improve on the stunt work. Because from what I was told from people who have seen the test screening of this film, and I mean, nobody I spoke to has had anything to say but good things about Birds of Prey. It's definitely a mixture of Deadpool, the first Deadpool, and Quentin Tarantino type of movies. So that's what I was told. It's very Quentin Tarantino-like, even the violence, because it is going to be an R-rated movie. So very, very interesting there. But yeah, I think that if that's the case, then we are getting a kind of a Tarantino-type Deadpool movie here, which basically, in a way, I suppose Deadpool is as well. Deadpan humor and all of that. Look, I'm very excited. Apparently, it is from Harley Quinn's point of view, so I think there will be some narration. That's very exciting as well. So I just feel there's nothing to worry about. As I say, 5 or 6 months to go. Maybe normally this is around the time the marketing will begin a little bit, but you look at the third Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker, they barely had any marketing, and it's December the movie comes out. So, there you go there. So lots of studios do different things. There is absolutely nothing to worry about people losing their shit. saying that Warner Brothers are not doing enough. When it's time, Warner Brothers will do what Warner Brothers do. They will give you a lot of TV spots. It's funny, you know, as a kid, growing up in the 80s, we either saw one TV spot and that'll be it. Or if we went to the cinema, we'd have a full trailer, and they were no way 2.5 minutes back then, by the way. And we'd sit there watching 20 trailers for all these different films coming up before the movies, and it was very exciting. Now, because we've got the internet and YouTube, blah, 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 when you go to the cinema, you don't get many trailers anymore because you've already seen them. The excitement isn't there. There's a few, but it isn't that's part of the cinema experience that isn't very exciting anymore. So we're all ever so spoilt now, aren't we? We all expect our trailers and our marketing to happen, you know, boom, 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 on point. But at the end of the day, I think that Warner Brothers right now really want to focus on Joker. I think they're very excited about Joker. This film is going to hit big with everyone, or mostly everyone. I mean, the internet kind of pundits don't really matter. Your Collider don't matter. It's the highbrow critics this is being aimed at. And already they're saying a lot of very nice and kind things about Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker movie and Todd Phillips and everyone else involved in that film. So look, it's exciting. That film is the focus right now. But you should absolutely not be worried about Birds of Prey. The feedback is brilliant. You'll see a trailer, you'll see the pictures you want to see, but you don't have the defined right to see marketing whenever you deem it's the right time. And then when you don't get it, to lose your shit. Who told you you were going to get a big spread in that magazine? You made it up in your heads, didn't you? Nobody told you. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is all fandom these days. I mean, Hollywood Reporter did an interesting article about how sometimes fandoms can look really bad. And I think this week with the Sony-Disney fallout over Spider-Man as well, I think we've seen the nastier side of people. Some of the things MCU fans have said about Stan Lee's daughter, you know, accusations that can't be proven. It's not very nice when, you know, the woman's coming out with facts and talking about not being treated very well by Disney. And look, I have a theory about the Disney situation. This is the dceu Daily, but it wouldn't surprise me if Fake stood up today and said that they'd done a deal with Sony. That's all I'm saying. I think they've been pulling our noodles all week long. But going back to Birds of Prey, you have got a very, very exciting movie on your hands, and you're probably going to have a post-credit scene for the Suicide Squad as well. Again, very, very exciting. And we are going to start to see some interconnectivity. They are going to be standalone movies. They're not going to ruin their own narrative to kind of get people hyped for the next movie. That's not what they're doing. But I think we are going to have post-credit scenes. I mean, Shazam did them, right? I mean, we've had the original Suicide Squad had a post-credit scene, right? Justice League had 2 post-credit scenes, and now Shazam had a post-credit scene as well. And didn't Aquaman have a post-credit scene as well? So it looks like we're going to have post-credit scenes. So even though they're saying everything's kind of focused on the movie, they're still going to connect things together. So look, as I say, really exciting time to be a DC fan. Don't focus so much on the MCU. Focus on what we're doing and what we've been doing since Aquaman. But also, as I say, the DCEU is a franchise to be proud of. Really, apart from Justice League, everything else in the garden is rosy. I know MOS and BVS weren't reviewed well by critics and their Rotten Tomato scores weren't great. But for us, the fans who love this franchise, those are the films that started it off for us. And they're beautiful, amazing films for us. Personally, don't worry about what critics think or what MCU fans think. We support a great franchise and a great bunch of individual movies that have really set a tone for something extremely special. And I think, as I say, the future is very exciting and very bright. And as I say, don't worry about Birds of Prey and don't go on the internet start bitching. There's not enough marketing. You just give the other people who hate our franchise what they want to see. Birds of Prey is going to happen. It's going to be very awesome, very exciting. You just have to be patient for the marketing. And I know this generation isn't very patient, but patience is a virtue. And when you do see this trailer with the extra stunt work and Harley Quinn's narration, aka Margot Robbie, you're going to be very pumped for February. And next year is massive, of course, because we've got Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 1984, Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Just look at the MCU slate. Look at our slate. Look what's happening next year. What have they got next year? Anything too exciting? No. We have though. We have though, and we should be very, very, very excited. Be excited. Stop saying it's hard being a DC fan. It's not hard being a DC fan. We'll get the Snyder Cut. And we're going to get all our great events, bigger events than they're getting. And you'll see that Walter Hamada is taking us to a different level.